Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is Saturday. Saturday is going to be Speed Duel this week, and this week we're going to be doing an Obelisk deck. Now, you may have noticed that this was scheduled a little bit later in the day. I'm just trying out a different time slot. No big deal. But with the upcoming Streets of Battle or Battle City Finals, whatever, in November, it's time to start really getting back to Speed Duel and away from some of the other stuff. So, they're going to give us new god cards, so we want to start this week off with, or end this week off with, Obelisk the Tormentor. So, first thing you're going to need to build this deck is the skill card. It's no monster, it's a god. All this skill card is when you flip this over when you activate. Activate this during the main phase. Discard any amount of cards from your hand, minimum of 1, to add Obelisk from deck or grave to hand. Use this skill once per duel. Now, the reason we do this is this just makes getting Obelisk to our hand very consistent. Hopefully, and I'd like to see getting a new skill card that makes it even easier. Maybe something that is generically useful, and I'm not saying we need Soul Crossing, because I don't think we do. But, maybe like Tellus or Angel 7 or whatever it was from the God Starter decks would be nice. That said, going into the main deck, 20 cards. We are going to be using a single copy of Obelisk because, again, we can just get it whenever we want. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon, cannot be set. This normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated in response. Neither player may target this card with card effects. That one is permanent. Once per turn during the end phase, if this was special summoned, send it to the graveyard. You can tribute 2 monsters as a trigger to destroy all monsters your opponents control. This cannot declare an attack the turn that effect would be activated. So there's like a whole mess of cool things that you could do with this, and we'll explain it as we get to the other cards. Let's see if we get a smidge of focus. And I know everybody wanted a slime build. I'm going to do another slime build here in like a week or so. I wanted to give off what I feel is like the cool techie build first. And it's 3 breaker because breakers, on probation, they took them off the 3s. They took Side Dragon off the 3s. This also means I want to build Cyber Dragon and I want to build the spell counters again. And just for giggles, I thought, why don't we just play 3 Zombira once? There is a small strategy here. It all comes in with my first spell card, but I need you to notice that Zombira and Breaker are both dark attribute. This way we can get into Alert Darkness. It's about really being able to pick back row breakers so that once we get through the tech plays, we can go ahead and play the Obelisk when it's right. Going to the rest of the deck, I do have those 2 allures, like I said. We got the 2 Books of Moon, single Cosmic Cyclone, so there's our restrictions to 2 and 1. 2 and 3. Then our 1 comes in the form of the Mystical Space Typhoon. We do still pair off with the Night Beam. This is actually optional. If you guys don't want the Night Beam, you guys don't need it to be the Night Beam. You guys just substitute a card in that you guys want to play. We're going with 2 Lost Winds because realistically, you're going to need to be special summoning things in order to break through us. We do have to be aware that once you are playing Obelisk, there is a very good chance you are going to get kaiju'd. And then they have to try to deal with the kaiju. How are they going to deal with their kaiju? They're either going to try to shrink the kaiju and run it, or they're going to special summon and try to club it. So Lost Wind actually will be very helpful. And single copy Wabaku. I just didn't really know what I wanted for my 20th card this time. And since I'm not running slimes yet, I thought, let's try the Wabaku. It's fairly newish. And it's a good strategy. There's not too much here that needs explained. You guys are all wonderful, smart people. I know you understand what's going on here. If you guys are not in love with the massive amount of back row hate, you change it up how you guys want it, okay? I get that maybe this isn't as necessary, especially with breakers. But the thing with Breaker is if we don't have to use him, for his ability, we get to keep the counter. We get to stay at 19. We don't got to drop down to 16. And it just makes a higher power base amongst your, your regular and special summons across the top of the board. So that's that. That's the main deck. Go ahead, screen cap, pause notes, whatever you guys do. I'll be right back with the rest. All right, and we are going to start with the side deck, like always, because, if I play Waking the Dragons, I've got to explain Waking the Dragons every time, and people are like, how do you use your extra deck? Read your cards. I don't mean to be a jerk. It's just, in getting asked more than once a week it's a bit grinding. Um, First set of cards we're going to use 2 Dahlgren ourselves. It is good. Obelisk slaps over this. You could, in fact, since it will be a special summon to the opponent's side of the field, activate Lost Wind, drop this guy to 15. Doesn't matter. It gets manhandled. Um, it's just an option. But it helps us, board out of something that is terrorizing us. Another good thing that I seem to fail to mention all the time about this is, like, I'm always using Ujama King. What do you do when your field zones are locked? You unlock them by giving them a 3,000 beat stick, and then you beat the beat stick up. So that's another great move for it. Single Mind Crush, I think Single Mind Crush still works fairly well. I'd tack in a second Wawaku here, and then, because I was grumping about it, I've got to have those 2 Waking the Dragons. Now, let's take a moment. If we were to use Waking the Dragon and we were going to target the deck, we could technically get the Obelisk out. All right. What's cool about that is it's going to threaten an entire turn of 4K beat stick in your opponent's face. It's pretty much going to be a pass for them. They're going to think they got rid of Obelisk because you're only using 1. I need you to look back over to the skill card, guys. It lets you bring it back to your hand from the deck or discard. So you can Waking the Dragon Obelisk knowing you're only going to get a single turn, as long as you also know you can still get it back from the discard pile, as long as you didn't already play it once by pulling it to your hand. So if you never have to use your skill, great. But this is a great way of using your side deck and still gaining some advantage on the opponent. But if you're going to use Waking the Dragon the way I do, I just pull my best 6, and I have them help me out. So that's the deck, guys. Nothing to it. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I enjoyed having you guys by. If you did, consider like, comment, and subbing. Support the channel. But more importantly, just go out and have a wonderful day. Hopefully this was a good end to your week. And can't wait to see you guys on the next video, all right? Later.